So what are we going to do? We're going to connect my Windows host and have it connected to my Ansible platform, right? Now, how do we do this? We use WinRM, all right? So WinRM, we have to configure. Now, if you go to Ansible docs, there's actually an example, but this is the way that I do it, right? And the key thing here is I'm using HTTPS as a transport for WinRM, right? Now, obviously, we're going to configure firewalls, etc. as part of this script so that it opens everything up, and then we can actually work with the system. So we're going to go and run this. So nice, quick, and easy. Run it with PowerShell, and ultimately, it's going to go and configure. This will be a quick one, and from there, Windows will be ready. All right, so we now have the WinRM set up on this side. Now remember, if you're deploying this, you can also automate this step. Now if we go and we have a look at our automation controller, we're going to dive into this now. So we're going to need credentials. I've already got a credential, right? So I've got a Windows machine credential. This is a local admin account. You can use Active Directory accounts. We just need to create that. But for this example, it's 101, right? It's basics. Now, we also have a Windows EE, which we use. So this is the execution environment with all the Windows modules. This is what we're going to be using in our automation. Now, if we look at our inventory, we need to go and add our server. I've got Windows servers there already. You can see I've got group variables defined. So this is already telling Ansible that everything that's in this group, we connect to it this way. Notice the NTLM, right? Now, if we go, we're going to add this new host. This is Windows 3. We're not complicated here. So we're just going to add Windows 3. Okay, and this new host has been untouched. We've only configured WinRM. Now, we need to test this. So one of the easiest ways to do it, and if we go and have a look here, you can see there's nothing else that has been defined, right? One of the easiest ways to do this is actually use ad-hoc commands. So we're going to use an ad-hoc command. We're going to select all of our hosts, and we're going to go to run command. And here we're going to trigger a module of WinPing. Now remember, this is not a network ping. This is not the network ping. This is a module that actually checks connectivity. So we're going to choose the execution environment. Why? Because all of our content is there and our credential, and we're going to launch it, right? So now this Windows ping is going to be triggered inside of that execution environment using all the content and the modules, etc. that we have for Windows, and we wait for a success. So you can see we got a success. Let's just refresh this so we can see if we have all three servers. All right, so we have all three that are successful. They're all replying. This means I can connect to them. Now, let's just look at our collections. Remember, we have certified collections. So we have an Ansible.Windows certified collection that has a bunch of stuff, modules, etc. that we can use. But it's not only that, right? We can go and we can search for Microsoft, and we can pick up an AD collection and a SQL collection. Not to mention Chocolatey, right? Because Chocolatey is good for application deployment. We're not even touching Azure. Now let's go back to our controller. We're already here. So let's go and deploy an application. Now I've got a playbook. I'm going to pop them up here on the screen shortly. Basically, just want to deploy a couple of applications, a setup of my server, Node.js, Python, Firefox, and we've launched it. So now let's see what happens. Now I'm specifically focusing on the brand new server. So I'm focusing on my Windows 3 instance. Alright, so we're going to go through this. The playbook is now installing all of this. One of the really nice things of using Chocolatey as well is the fact that if Chocolatey hasn't been installed or anything, it will install as part of the template, right? It will go and trigger this, which is great. Now, do we always have to use Chocolatey? No, not necessarily. We do have other ways to deploy things like MSI packages, etc. But Chocolatey is probably the greatest for third-party applications. It makes it really easy to deploy applications at scale. Okay, so we can see that our template is done. We've triggered the job. The job is good. Now we need to compare, right? We need to go back to our Windows system and let's see if it's all there the way that it should be. So let me log in. Okay, so I'm logged in, and first thing we see, Firefox is there. So that's already a good sign because we did deploy Firefox. Python is there, Node.js is there, Firefox is there, and we're good, right? So this all worked. We connected our host. We ran a sample playbook, and we've installed some simple applications, and now we're ready to do the cool stuff.